have questions about how to complete a Roth conversion. I'm not talking about how you figure out the amount you need to convert, and that's a very important first step because you don't want to convert so much now that you pay more tax now than you would pay in the future. But the benefit of a Roth conversion is to convert the right amount so that you are actually paying less now than you would pay if you deferred it to the future. So once you've figured out that amount, what is the right amount to convert for you, how do you do the conversion? That's the question that I was asked during a mini consultation with a gentleman who recently attended one of my taxes and retirement webinars. He had always made more money than would allow him to make a Roth contribution. And so he just really wasn't aware of Roth IRAs or how to set them up or how to do the conversion or the benefit of the conversion, which was the reason that he attended the webinar that I did. So in case you have that same question, I want to explain how you do a Roth conversion. Once you know the amount you're going to convert, if you don't already have a Roth IRA, then you need to open a Roth IRA. That can be at any custodian of your choice. It can be at the same custodian that has your traditional IRA. You can have your financial advisor assist you with that. But once you have the Roth IRA open, then your next step is you've got to decide how are you going to pay the tax? Where is the tax going to be paid from? Is it going to be paid out of other money that you have, or is it going to be paid out of the funds that are being converted? You have the ability to do either, so it's completely up to you. If you have the funds outside of the Roth IRA, then it's wise to use those funds because you can get the full converted amount into the Roth for tax-free growth. But if you don't have the funds outside of the Roth IRA, then you can have taxes withheld when you do that conversion. Your next decision is to decide what are you going to move? What is going to go from that traditional IRA to that Roth IRA? Are you going to be moving stocks and bonds and ETFs or mutual funds, or are you going to move cash? Do you have cash in the traditional IRA? You're going to convert some things to cash to move over to the Roth IRA. If you move investments that you already hold, the amount converted is going to be based on the value of those investments at the time of conversion. So if you need a very specific amount to be converted, then you may want to move cash, or at least cash for that last portion, because you know exactly what that cash amount is. So once you know how much you're going to convert, how you're going to pay the tax, whether that's going to come from the conversion or not, and what you're going to move from the traditional IRA to the Roth IRA, then it's a simple matter of instructing your custodian to make that move. Typically, they'll have a form. You need to complete the form or have your advisor help you complete the form to provide the instructions on the amount to move, exactly what to move, and whether or not to have taxes withheld from that. The custodian will follow your instructions. And then come next spring, when it's tax time and tax documents come out, you'll get a 1099-R that reports that conversion. They will report the full amount converted, whether you transferred stocks or you transferred cash, whatever that amount is, they're going to report that as taxable. So that will be listed on that 1099 as a taxable amount, box 2, taxable amount. If there's any taxes withheld, that will show up in taxes withheld. If you have any after-tax dollars in your traditional IRA, then some of the money converted is not actually taxable. And you determine the amount of that when you file your tax return by completing the Form 8606. And if you have made any non-deductible contributions to your IRA over the years, you've already worked with the Form 8606 and are familiar with what I'm talking about. But that Form 8606 will be used to calculate just how much of that conversion is taxable and how much is not taxable, because it's part of the money that you have already paid tax on. You don't pay tax on those dollars a second time. So I hope that's helpful. If you have any questions about this topic, please feel free to reach out to me and I will respond to you personally. I'm here to help you be on your best path for your retirement.